Okay, my lovely friends, here we are together again at last. This is my post-market wrap-up on this miraculous Monday. Maybe we should call it a miraculous Monday. Why miraculous? Well, we'll talk about that in a second. June 15th, 2020. Very simple. We had an epic turnaround in stocks today. Out of the gate, this stock market was down like 600 points. Oh no. What happened? We erased the 600 point loss and finished higher by about 160 points with regard to the Dow Jones Industrial Average. No surprise here, no shock. The market is not allowed to fall no matter what happens, you know that. So we had that one day where we fell 1,800 points. The first big drop we've had in 2 months. And they had everyone afraid. I'm terrified. I'm so scared. That's all that they want to breed fear. That's it. And they get people totally messed up. I mean, seriously, how many people were forced or brainwashed into being short this market when this guy here has been explaining to tens of thousands of people all over the world to not be short this market, to be long. I mean, have you subscribed to my newsletter? There's 30,000 people who have subscribed to my newsletter, and I've been telling you long. Not one short position, and I've nailed it to the wall for this entire thing. But no, you're supposed to be afraid. You know that. Fear is how they control your mind. Don't allow that to happen, people. So yeah, miraculous turnaround here on Wall Street. Also, what else was a miracle? Crude oil was getting destroyed. Like I covered earlier, finished positive by 2%. They're going to prop it up. You know that. When I did my Markets a Look Ahead video yesterday, I explained to you how this week would more than likely play out. Higher for stocks, boom, nailed that one right out of the hole. I said cryptocurrencies would maybe fall under a little bit of pressure, boom, nailed that one too. I said gold and silver would probably fall under pressure, boom, nailed that one too. I also explained to you, watch that 10-year yield. 10-year yield came up today. What did stocks do? They went higher too. Boom. Nailed that one again. I mean, I could go on and on. It's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. I want to talk about this. There is some fake narrative going around regarding Federal Reserve yield control. The Federal Reserve has been controlling the yield curve since QE1. So whatever financial channels are pushing this thing right now about yield curve control, they want you to think this is something new. No, this has been going on for over an entire decade. So understand, you're going to be misled. You're going to be distracted. I want you to be aware of it because they had a Fed president out today, Kaplan, who was saying, oh no, I don't think the Fed should be involved in yield curve control. Duh! Really? Oh, how about disclosing to the world, Fed President Kaplan, how the Fed has been rigging the debt market since QE1 during the last meltdown. Oh no, you can't say that. I forgot. You have a puppet and you must mislead everyone you possibly can. Let's talk about more misleading information here that we got. And I find this disturbing. Our good old friend Larry Kudlow was out today. Larry Kudlow said specifically that he's backing up Steve Mnuchin that there should be no public disclosure of companies and corporations that received public bailout funds. Now, I want you to think a little deeper for just a second. Why? Why would they want to keep this hidden from you? I thought we were supposed to drain the swamp. And I thought that this was supposed to be the most transparent administration in history. Someone said that. Someone with an interesting complexion. I'm not putting the president down here, but he does have an interesting complexion. You got to admit that. Well, yeah, so Larry Kudlow is backing up Steve Mnuchin, saying that the public should not be made aware of companies that received bailout funds. Now, let me explain to you why. It's very simple to understand. Year-end bonuses are going to be paid out to the tune of many, many millions to the CEOs of these corporations that received public funds. Now, if this were disclosed, that company XYZ or companies XYZ, ABC, DEF, whatever, received bailout funds and then their CEOs got tens of millions in bailouts, people might go, what happened here? I thought we were supposed to drain the swamp. Oh, no, let's re-elect President Trump. Doesn't matter who sits behind the Resolute desk, you know that. But you see, they think this is above your pay grade. They think you're stupid. I know you're not stupid, but they do. And just get hip to that here. I personally don't believe it's fair. I think that if a company or corporation received bailout funds, it should be, public information here, because again, they will be getting year-end bonuses to the tune of tens of millions. And you won't even know who these companies were. And those millions went to their CEOs and their families and everybody else, except you get a $1,200 check if you're lucky, okay? And maybe another $600 or whatever they're talking about doing now. You get the scraps. Meanwhile, again, it's the merger of the corporate America and this new American state we have right now, fascism, here in America, this new world order. But I must say, look, and again, I'm not picking on the president. We're not draining the swamp. And how did those arrests go? Remember those arrests that a lot of YouTube channels were pushing, like, it's going to happen any day now, maybe tomorrow. How about it never happened? Oh man, I tell you, it's you can't make this stuff up. It's absolutely impossible to do. So again, we got a few things going on here. We got a market that, again, I would rather swim naked with great white sharks than be short this market right now. So when you're going to some other YouTube blog and they're telling you to short this market and you listen, remember Greg said that he'd rather swim with great white sharks naked than be short this market, because anyone who's been short this market is getting destroyed. I've been putting everybody on the right side of this market since this thing started after we dropped. Remember I told everyone to sell at the top? Okay, I nailed that to the wall. Best call I've ever made in my life. Right off of the bottom, I'm telling people to long. And you don't believe it? You don't believe Greg? Well, ask anyone who has subscribed to my newsletter. I mean, there's 30,000 people so far since it came out. There's a link right down here in the description of this video. Go on there. Has Greg been correct? How about the fact that Greg has not had one loss? Not one realized loss on a single position I have posted in my newsletter. That gives me a record of 100%. Will that last? No. Absolutely not. I will sustain losses. They just haven't come yet. Do I want to sustain a loss? No. Will I? Yes. It's impossible for anybody to not sustain a loss here and there, or 2 or 3 or 4 or several in a row. That's how this game works. As a trader, you all know that, especially my lions out here. All right, so let's put this together real quick. Nothing short of some kind of supernatural rebound here on Wall Street. We found out that the Federal Reserve is going to be increasing its purchases of corporate debt. That was a big driver today in this market coming off the low. Again, it won't be allowed to fall. They're buying it all, and they want to buy it all. That's the other fake narrative that's being pushed out here, that we're going to bankrupt the Fed, that we're trying to max out their credit card. Can't be done. It cannot be done. They shut down the global economy to kill the money velocity just so they can do what they're doing now. This is their final solution. You all know that if you follow this blog. I have nailed it. And if I didn't say nailed it, I nailed it. And they're not done at all. You got to remember to be afraid in this entire... They're pushing that fear narrative. There's resurgence of the coronavirus. You had the Surgeon General coming out explaining several days ago to stop buying masks. Now the new narrative is wearing a mask. Same guy. Wearing a mask is patriotic. See how they're playing this out? If you wear a mask, you're a patriot. But just the other day he said to stop buying masks. So let me ask you, Mr. Surgeon General, what happened? What happened with that? And how about the World Health Organization saying last week or the week before, you can't make this stuff up if you tried, that asymptomatic passing of this virus is rare. Now they're trying the narrative as well. Asymptomatic transmission is worse than SARS or influenza. Again, it's a scam-demic. It's all a scam, from the Surgeon General, who can't get his act together, again, because he's being told what to say, to the World Health Organization, to puppet presidents, and everybody else. Okay, this is a new world order takeover by the central banks. That's all this is, and they are rigging the market beyond, and freaking beyond. It's a freak show. You all know that. But again, this guy right here, regardless of the fake propaganda, I mean, it's just crazy. I've kept you on the right side of this market, and I will continue to do that. I promise you that. All right, look, this guy right here loves you a lot. Please share the video. Maybe listen to it 2 or 3 times. Please get it out there. I want people to hear this stuff. We got to get more people on board here. I have a pretty big following, but we can't make... I want to make a difference on a global scale. In order for that to happen, to wake some people up to the scamdemic, to what's really going on, we need to quadruple this. I mean, even more than that. So I'm relying on you to share these videos. I'm relying on you to tell people, hey, listen to this guy, Greg. Maybe he's got the right idea. Anyway, love you a lot. See you tomorrow.